They're just all over the shop today. I need food.
There's stands outside that are open.
Brilliant.
Okay. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the Slightly Offside podcast. I'm your co-host, Victoria Rush.
And I'm your co-host, Amy Humphreys.
So we are actually in a pretty amazing place recording today, considering we have just started out the pod. England Rugby have invited us down to Twickenham Stadium, the home of rugby.
Yee.
In my opinion, actually the home of all rugby, but some people will say the home of England Rugby. And we are recording at today's men's open training session, which means we have some pretty epic guests coming up. Hopefully, England Rugby won't regret inviting us down. That is to be decided. Will we ever get any more England Rugby guests? Who knows? Hopefully, if you positively review this podcast, then we will.
We might, exactly. And obviously, because we're here today at the open training session, we have a very, very special guest. I will leave you guys guessing from these facts. So he has 352 appearances for his club, which is the most for any Premiership club ever.
We think.
We think. Fact check.
Prove us wrong.
Google it if you want to. And he also has, I think, over 99 caps for England. Also fact check on Google. He started off in sevens, scored 120 points in 7 games. So why on earth would you go to 15s? Anyway, to cut to the chase, our guest is Danny Kerr. Danny, thanks so much for coming on the podcast today.
This is always carnage.
So, Danny, how are you? Firstly, how was training? Because you've literally just come off from training.
You've dragged me off. I'm still in the boots. I made it through the Twickenham concourse, didn't fall over. But thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And you said your next outfit. What's your next outfit of the day?
My next outfit of the day, obviously, I'm going to slip into my budgies. And I'm going to recover like an absolute champion, which we all do. Danny.
For all of those of you who are listening, for context here, TJ from Budgie Smugglers has just walked into the room in just his England budgie bottoms, hence all the madness that you're about to hear. Head over to our Instagram and TikTok channels for proof of what happens next.
Wow.
I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah,
I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah, you look glorious.
Thank you.
You're rocking them well.
Get the Sharpie there.
Yes. Did you forget the package?
You've got chest. Where? Just everywhere. Yeah.
Just everywhere. Yeah. Oh, your handwriting's really nice. I saw the little kisses on the nip. The kisses on the nip just
lovely.
That sealed the deal for me. Absolutely.
Need to book him in for a wax, I think, don't we?
I love that.
Wow.
I love that. Well,
can I just say, Elliot Daly is as hairy as that bloke.
Really?
He is as hairy as
the hairiest on the team.
He's
would
the
you
hairiest
say?
on the team.
Who's the least hairiest on the team?
Someone very Henry Slade. Fun fact: doesn't grow chest hair.
Oh.
Never grow one in his life.
Never.
Don't think he's hit puberty yet. So he looks glorious.
He might get there
smooth, shining skin though, which is always nice. Well, look, thanks for joining us. It's been great to have you. You are our first guest.
Oh wow!
I know. How does it feel to be the first guest?
It's a privilege.
We're starting pretty high, I'd say.
Yeah, you're only going to go downhill from here.
Yeah, I agree.
Could just stop after episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've nailed it.
I don't know if anyone's told you what this is all about.
Not really. No, I'm going in quite fresh to this, which is how I like it.
So the podcast is called Slightly Offside.
Lovely.
And from the name, you might gather that this isn't a general rugby podcast. We're here because we want to know the best things about the game, which in my opinion are the stories that go on when you're not on the pitch and when the cameras aren't really rolling anymore.
Slightly offside.
Okay.
You look stressed.
Yeah.
You've got a little itch.
No, I'm onside a lot recently. I haven't strayed for a while.
Okay. What, are you being good?
No, I'm old, so
you're old.
I have 3 children, so I'm always on side.
You have a lot of stories, I'm sure.
A couple.
From before. Okay.
If anything, that means you probably have more than anyone else.
Nah.
They didn't think this through. They didn't go like, "We'll give you Danny Kerr. It's a great idea. He'll have everything." But going back, you just said obviously you're a dad. It has changed, I assume, a few things over the years for you.
Yeah, without a doubt. They are the best thing that's ever happened to me. Apart from meeting my wife, obviously that's the first, but then having kids, for me, gives me the best perspective. I think it's helped my rugby game, it's helped me mentally on and off the pitch to be able to switch off. I go home from rugby, and if I've had a bad day or a bad game, the kids don't care. They just want you to be dad and be there. So
That's so true.
they give me the best perspective on. If I've hit a box kick slightly too long, I go home. They're not bothered. To be fair, though, my son is now he's 9, and like after the Italy game, I dropped a ball, and he was like, "Dad, you've got to take that."
Got
And I was like, "Okay." So he's my harshest critic, but they're also they're the reason I'm still playing. So
Who's your daughter's favourite player? Because I saw something recently, and my understanding is it's not you.
No,
which feels quite.
Yeah, actually, my son and my daughter's favourite player is Marcus Smith.
We do love.
I get it.
No,
to be fair.
I mean,
It's a
to be
great
honest,
choice.
I get it. But yeah, they are massive fans of him. But it shows the type of bloke he is. He has so much time. He has time for everyone. But when he sees my kids, he's brilliant with them, and they obviously love what he does on a rugby pitch. And my daughter does a thing with. She likes to brush my hair, and she tries to make it look like Marcus. That's her thing, which is impossible because
You
mine's
just run
falling
in the
out.
wind.
Yeah.
You need to be running to look like Marcus.
What
The
I give
height
for
that he
his
gets
hair.
on that as well, and it stays.
It's
The
sensational.
only time I've ever seen his hair out of place, I think, is after the Fiji game.
Okay.
But like, all
when
of
he
him
got-
was
when
out
he
of
got
place
back.
after that game.
I mean-
It's just about the only. That photo right at the end.
that's horrific.
I'll never forget it.
Because he's a good-looking lad, and after that game, wow, I remember he came to me.
Good job, he has a good
Yeah,
personality.
yeah. He said to me, "How bad is it?" And I was like, "Yes, it's up there, mate." Yeah.
Avoid the mirrors for a few days and you'll be fine.
So what is camp like at the moment? You're in Six Nations currently, obviously, so leading up, you're currently in the midst of Six Nations,
Yeah.
so pretty important time. What's like the atmosphere like? Do you find time to just like bring yourself back down from that like really high pressure?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I thoroughly believe it's the best tournament in the world. I love playing in it. I hadn't played in it for 6 years, so it kind of dawned on me like how special it is. You never know which one's going to be your last one.
Yeah.
I think this may be the last one for me. So
Don't say
Refuse
that.
to accept that.
I'm just trying to embrace everything, and we've got a brilliant squad, some amazing coaches. Jamie's leading the team so well. Great mix of youth and experience, but it's such an exciting squad to be a part of. I'm loving what we're doing. We started quite well, so we're ticking along nicely. We know we've got to step up our game the next few weeks, but
What's it like being an older member of camp now? Do you feel like you have to be a bit more of an adult? Because I've seen the comments between you and Joe talking about being, you realise that actually turn around you are probably the most senior.
yeah, I like the term
Or are you still the
more
kid?
experienced.
Sure.
I think
Oh,
is
nice.
the
Yeah.
phrase.
I think my
rather than
dad
older.
starts that.
Yeah. To be fair, I've been that guy for a while now because I'm still clinging on. I enjoy that role. I've obviously been the new guy coming in, and now I've gone all the way through, and now I'm the old guy, and I'll always remember how welcoming someone like Mike Tyndall and Johnny Wilkinson and Lewis Moody were with me when I first came into the England squad, and I always sort of thought, if I could ever get to a level where I'm the older guy, I want to be like that and welcoming to the young lads. So I love their youthful exuberance. It makes me feel young still.
Yeah, you cling on through them, live life through them.
Yeah, so it's amazing. We sit when we're in Penny Hill Park and we've trained hard and we have a bit of time to chill, and I'm sat there watching Love Island with the lads. I'm like, how am I still doing this? at
Wait, are you
37?
watching Love Island All Stars?
We are watching Love Island All Stars.
Wait, and
Yeah.
you've been watching Traitors.
Oh, we
because Traitors is over.
Yeah.
And then you played Traitors, didn't
We
you?
did
in camp?
play Traitors
I
in
love
camp.
that. Do you know
How
there's a
did that
Traitors
go?
board game? I brought it as
No,
well.
my mum bought me. Although I tried to
It's really-
read it, and it was
same,
very,
so
very
difficult.
confusing.
I put it back.
So I
We'll
haven't
deal with
played
it when
it
I've
yet.
got the energy
Yeah.
for it. But I like that. So, like you, I guess, like you're saying, with the youth, but then also with you guys, you can still sort of mix in together, watch Love Island, play
Exactly.
Traitors, just have a
Exactly.
good time.
Yeah, there's a brilliant mix, brilliant lads. Like we have a lot of fun off the field. We work really hard on it.
Yeah.
That's Steve's biggest thing. He wants, when we're on, but when we're off, he wants you to fully switch off and recharge and go see your family when you can. That's a massive thing to him, which is amazing for us with kids. And luckily, I live nearby, so I can nip home and see them. They were here today watching training, which is great. So I'll try and see them in a minute.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been brilliant, and yeah, I'm just trying to embrace every minute.
Embrace it. Sponsor of the pod Budgie Smuggler have a very special discount code just for our listeners. Visit budgiesmugglersuk.com and enter the code OFFSIDE15 to get 15% off their Six Nations flag range, as well as official England Rugby and Wales Rugby Budgie Smugglers.
I have some questions for stories for you.
Here we go.
Here we go. We're in. We want to kind of give you a chance and then worry you. This is kind of one of the famous videos. Obviously, Zebo on the Lions tour when he had to call his coach because he'd screwed over Conor Murray a little bit. Is there anything that you've ever done on the pitch that you've been like, how did I manage that? Or the most ridiculous thing you always think back to and just go, I wish it wasn't on telly?
I've done a few things out there which I wish I hadn't done. I remember I kicked a box kick 15 metres backwards once.
I have questions about
honestly,
how.
I still to this day don't know how I've hit it that badly. And when you do that, sometimes you make an awful mistake. You go, oh, at least we'll be all right. One of the lads will catch it and we'll be okay. Fortunately for me, the Italian winger caught it and scored.
They scored. Oh, no! You just brought yourself off straight down the time. Done.
In front of 80,000 people as well, you go, oh, no. And then obviously millions watching.
I know, and it's recorded.
Yes.
It's forever the evidence.
It can be played a lot.
Let's see if we can find that.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. So that was a bad moment. But yeah, I've had a couple there, but that probably for me is just one of those where you're like, just swallow me up.
Yeah.
Backwards.
Yeah, backwards.
Have you ever tried to do it again?
No, I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
You could remake it.
I blacked out and
That's
the ball went backwards.
Who do you? I suppose probably once upon a time this was probably you, but who on the team do you kind of think has ever maybe taken it too far? In a post-match, post-tournament, post-game celebration.
I mean, we've had a few of them. There used to be a tradition where if the first cap would be, you'd sing your song, but then you'd have to have a drink with every single person that's already been capped by England.
Wow.
So,
what, all 1,000 of them on the list, or just the ones on the?
So the one, obviously, you'd probably normally, unless you're debuting with loads of other lads, there'll be 22 other lads that have already played for England, so you have a drink with them. But then you come into a post-match function and you see the likely lads of Leonard.
Likely.
Will Carling's probably knocking around. You've got these people that come up to you and just hand you a pint of rum.
Because they know the
pint of rum.
Well, because you have
a straw.
The rule is you have to do what they have to do.
Yeah.
So,
that's true. They've had to go through.
So they have to do it with you, but they only have to do one. You might have to do 23 or 25.
Oh, I see.
So we've seen lads not make it out of the function. I think Johnny May in Italy.
Oh, Johnny May! I could have guessed.
We're in this unbelievable cathedral type place having dinner.
Yeah.
And he was in a toilet for a long time, and the toilet you've never seen a crime scene like it.
Constantly out of order from now on.
I think they've demolished it.
Knocked it down.
from the moment you left.
It was bad.
Johnny May, that to be fair doesn't surprise me.
That man has some stories.
He's a brilliant character.
So funny.
Yeah, we miss him.
Yeah. What's your favourite Johnny May story?
He generally thought for a while he was possessed by a chicken.
What?
I don't know if you've heard that one.
Was he drunk at this point?
No.
Or, no, sober and
I think I might have heard
you've heard that one.
Stone
Cold.
Where did that start?
I have no idea. But apparently
Is he okay?
We'll get Johnny in as a follow-up to this.
You need to. He would be a brilliant guest on this because he can now lift the lid a little bit because he's out of the environment.
Oh, that's so true.
The chicken one was.
What was it? What did he
I don't know. He just thought he was
just
possessed
one
by a
day
chicken.
woke up.
He thought there was a chicken inside him that needed to come out every now and then, so he just clocked.
You're welcome.
Just like that, yeah.
Just like that.
That's why I bring him places.
Good.
Yeah, I don't
impression.
think I just.
That's a good impression.
Everywhere. There we go. But we get sent grassroots stories in from grassroots players, all anonymous.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd share one with you.
Cool.
This kind of has a little bit of resignation because I feel like I remember you getting involved in a mall before, driving mall.
Right, yeah,
and they
yeah.
scored. And then I feel like you were like, yeah!
Yeah.
And it was like, well, maybe it was the forwards, but you could have. I feel like you might have helped.
Right.
But yeah, anyway,
Yeah,
so this is the inspiration behind that. So this person was playing first team rugby at school. He came off the wing and decided to help with a maul.
It's never a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, they think they're helping.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. In doing so, I was grabbed by the second row by the shorts. which we all know are short shorts. Standard
yeah.
rugby, yeah. I wasn't wearing the right underwear, and out popped the captain and his 2 lieutenants.
Yep.
All on show.
Yeah.
There we go.
School rugby as well.
But I get like your bum crack coming out or your budgies or something. But the actual pack, like the captain and his 2 lieutenants were out.
Okay.
The whole
School age.
Yeah, I've
professionals,
seen a few of them come out before.
How have you?
Well, he obviously wasn't wearing his budgies, was he?
Not in the game.
If he was wearing his budgies, he'd have been all right.
It's the boxers that
But
do it.
you can't wear loose-fitting boxes.
No.
I've seen many a man fall to this.
Or you learn the hard way.
Yeah,
surely.
the baggy cottons. We can't wear them. They have to be tight.
It's not a comfort situation.
Yeah, you have.
Even now?
I think even now lads have cotton on, and now budgie smugglers are around. Then we're fine.
He knows the
The
assignment.
tackle can be in, but before you've seen some like cotton boxes that everything's just on show.
Well, that, as well, there was this person's at school, and that's probably the most embarrassing
even
thing to happen at
worse.
school. I remember
Or
talking
the
to
best.
depending, on your situation down there. But I remember at school talking to a guy I really fancied, and his friend just
I don't know.
dropped him.
Right.
Boys are
dropped
great,
him.
aren't they?
Trousers, pants, then benched him. So they sort of kneeled behind him and pushed him over.
amazing.
And I was like, I felt so sorry for him.
I got one of the lads once with the best dekegging. We were in Dubai under 19 World Cup
Yeah.
on the sand dunes, and he was stood up taking a picture of the whole squad.
No hands.
And we'd planned it, and I went behind him, kegged him, stood in his shorts, and pushed him down the sand dune. So the whole lads saw this
As
naked
he's
guy
rolling
rolling
the
down
fruit
the
bowl.
sand.
There's also
Yeah.
sand
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yes, there was. Yeah.
That's
So funny.
boys are awful.
Yeah.
I don't think we would do that to each other, would we? You do it to
Well,
me, but
I don't know. There is naked streaking in women's rugby, anyways, as well. I just think it's a rugby thing. There's a lot of.
I think there is.
Yeah, it's a rugby
it's a
thing,
rugby
isn't
thing,
it?
yeah.
It just sort of goes on. But to be fair, I think that's actually all we've got time for today. So
Yeah,
I know it's gone very
Blown
quick.
by, isn't it?
It goes very quick. But Danny, look, if we need to do a part 2, we could do a part 2. But I
Yeah.
think we need Johnny May on to confirm
Yeah,
some
I
of
have
these
follow-up
stories.
questions about living with Ugo Monye back in the day.
Do you know what? Me and Ugo actually, real quickly, we never actually lived together, but we were
just hung out all the
I have
so
a friend
close.
who used to live above him.
Him. Okay, good.
My understanding was you were there a lot.
Oh, I was there a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
Look, we went through a stage where we were young, free, and single in London, but we all lived we didn't live together, but we lived so close
So
that we
close.
basically lived together. But then you could have your own space to go,
Bachelor's pad.
do your own thing. Oogs was a busy man.
He's a busy man.
I've heard.
Yes.
Still a busy man now, but
Right.
in rugby, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Well, look, thanks, Danny, for being on. You're our first guest on Slightly Offside, so the privilege is downhill from here on,
really
guys.
is.
So
You're done now.
don't bother listening to anymore. But if you do, you can subscribe, follow, or like on all channels, and send us in your grassroots story and DM us anonymously, please. Do not put any names. But there we go. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, guys.
Bye.